Interested in Japanese but stuck on what to do first? If you're here, chances are you feel just like they do. In this video, as a Japanese teacher, I'll show you science-backed, efficient methods to start from absolute zero. And at the end, I'll show you a place where you can talk with Japanese people online for free. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Here's everything this video covers. Feel free to skip any parts you don't need. Of course, the benefits of learning Japanese differ from person to person, but they can be broadly grouped into 3. Savor the culture in the original language. From classical literature and traditional arts to anime, manga, and J-pop, you catch nuances, wordplay, and the creator's intent that translations miss. Broaden connections and real-world experiences. Travel becomes richer. You can read signs, menus, and chat with locals. It's easier to join Japanese communities and make friends who share your interests. Unlock career opportunities and personal growth. Being bilingual boosts your value in business, study abroad, and job hunting. Learning 3 scripts and honorifics trains flexible thinking, empathy, and gives you confidence and a sense of achievement. Statistically, learners with clear, specific goals show about a 10 to 25% improvement in performance compared to those who just try hard without a plan. Figuring out what your goal is, without comparing yourself to others, is a crucial mindset when you start learning. There are 3 main areas where Japanese learners tend to stumble. 1. Sounds and scripts. 2. Grammar and usage. 3. Culture and communication. Pronunciation, rhythm, writing system. Vowel length and R line, su, ryo sounds unfamiliar to English ears. Japanese mora timing versus English stress accent. Juggling hiragana plus katakana plus kanji and many homophones. Word order, particles, literal translation. SOV word order, verb comes last, so meaning stays open till the end. Choosing the right particle, wa, ga, o, ni, da, etc. Directly translating English idioms are awkward or wrong Japanese. Honorifics, high context style. Respect versus humility forms, sankeigo, kenjago, change with status. Subjects often omitted, indirect wording and reading the air, expected. We've explored the distinctive features of Japanese so far. From here on, I'll share practical strategies for studying Japanese, drawing on both my experience as a Japanese teacher and solid scientific evidence. Don't miss out. When you first began learning your native language, what did you start with? Naturally, it was the absolutely essential basics. Just as a sturdy foundation is crucial when building a stable structure, mastering the fundamentals is indispensable in learning Japanese. Let's take a look at the roadmap. The roadmap is organized into 5 steps. 1. Master hiragana and katakana. For learners about to start Japanese, master hiragana and katakana first. These alphabets unlock proper pronunciation, let you read signs and menus, and lay the foundation for kanji and grammar. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a study method that shows you each flashcard just before you are likely to forget it. When you answer a card correctly, the system waits a little longer before showing it again. If you struggle, it brings the card back sooner. These gradually widening review intervals refresh the memory right when it starts to fade, which trains your brain to store the information for the long term. For hiragana and katakana, this means you'll see tricky characters like nu or tsu more often until they stick, while easy ones appear less often, making your practice time efficient and boosting long-term retention. Recommended apps. Anki and Quizlet work well for spaced repetition. 1. Built-in SRS algorithms. Both apps automatically schedule cards so you review each one right before you would forget it, maximizing long-term retention. 2. Easy customization. You can create your own hiragana, katakana decks or import community decks, then tweak card formats, images, and audio to fit your style. 3. Multimedia support. Adding stroke order GIFs, pronunciation audio, or mnemonics makes each character more memorable. 4. Cross-platform syncing. Study on your phone, tablet, or computer. Progress stays synced, so you can squeeze in short sessions anywhere. 5. Progress analytics. Heat maps and stats help you see which characters still need work and how your memory is improving over time. 6. Community resources. A large user base means thousands of shared decks and tips, so beginners can start learning immediately without building everything from scratch. 2. Expand core vocabulary and grammar. Once you've got a solid grasp of hiragana and katakana, the next step is to ramp up your vocabulary. Learning about 800 words is generally considered enough to reach a level where you can make yourself understood in Japan. Multimodal presentation. Multimodal presentation means learning a new word or grammar point through several senses at once: sight, sound, and sometimes even touch or movement. Instead of just reading Ringo on a page, you also hear the pronunciation, Ringo, see a picture of a red apple, and maybe watch a short video where someone picks up an apple and says the word aloud. Your brain stores each piece in a different folder: visual, auditory, contextual, so when you try to recall the word later, you have multiple cues to help you remember. Research shows that combining channels this way strengthens memory and speeds up comprehension, especially for beginners. In short, multimodal presentation turns a single item of vocabulary or grammar into a small, vivid experience, making it stick far better than text alone. Recommended apps. Memrise. Memrise uses real-life videos, animations, audio, and images to engage both visual and auditory memory for vocabulary learning. With features like spaced repetition, optimized review timing, and community-created content, it allows learners to build a broad vocabulary base. A large portion of the app's features is available for free. 3. Train your ear with comprehensible input. In the next stage, you'll strengthen your listening with material you understand about 95 to 98%. Content that is too difficult won't improve your listening skills effectively. When you grasp almost everything you hear, familiar vocabulary and grammar provide a scaffold, leaving only a small amount of new information as a just right challenge. In this low-stress state, your brain naturally extracts patterns, so you can absorb large amounts of input without fatigue. Words and sentence structures then become automatic and stick unconsciously. Recommended websites. Here are 3 websites you can use completely free of charge. Of course, you can, and should, hunt down sites that match your own interests and favorite themes. Remember, when selecting content, aim for material you understand about 95 to 98%, and choose resources that offer subtitles as well as audio. NHK News Web Easy. NHK's News Web Easy rewrites national news into short, plain Japanese, adds furigana to every kanji, and provides audio for each article. Daily updates let beginners practice reading and listening to real current events while staying in the 95 to 98% comprehension zone. Tadoku Free Graded Readers. The NPO Tadoku supporters host hundreds of free graded readers starting at level 0. Controlled vocabulary, large illustrations, and optional audio let learners read and listen extensively without constant dictionary use, precisely the low-stress, high-volume input recommended by research. Erin's Challenge. I Can Speak Japanese. Produced by the Japan Foundation, this site offers short drama videos in everyday settings. Learners can switch between Japanese and English subtitles, read full transcripts, and replay individual lines. Ideal for training your ear with context-rich, comprehensible dialogue. 4. Recall and speak to cement learning. To turn the words you've learned into usable language, it's essential not to look things up the moment you're unsure, but to think hard until an answer emerges from your own mind. Many people feel embarrassed about making mistakes, yet accepting those mistakes is actually a vital part of solidifying your memory. I'll explain why in a moment. Why retrieval practice strengthens memory retention. 1. The act of searching promotes re-encoding. Actively pulling information out of your brain mobilizes more neural regions than simply rereading, reinforcing the memory trace before it is stored again, a phenomenon known as the testing effect. Experiments show that groups who recalled material through quizzes scored far higher a week later than those who only reread their textbooks. 2. Error-driven learning. Wrong answer, feedback. Mistakes made during recall, paired with immediate feedback, deliver a powerful correction signal. By revealing what you don't know, the brain can optimize its network for the next retrieval attempt, turning each failure into productive learning. 3. Recall triggers reconsolidation, bridging to long-term memory. Each act of retrieval sets off a reconsolidation process that moves information from the hippocampus back to the neocortex and works hand in hand with sleep-based memory consolidation. As a result, knowledge becomes more abstract, generalized, and easier to access across different contexts. Specific retrieval practice methods. Here are 5 recommended retrieval practice techniques. From my own experience, number 3 is especially effective. Try them out and see which one suits you best. Now, let me explain exactly how to do each method. 1. Brain dump, free recall. Close your materials and, on a blank sheet, write everything you can remember about the topic in one burst. Afterwards, check against the textbook to fill gaps. Handy tools examples. Pen and paper, Notion, Google Docs. 2. Create your own quizzes. Write your own Q&A items and challenge yourself again a few days later. Crafting the questions itself forces deeper processing. Handy tools examples. Google Forms, Notion databases. 3. Feynman technique. Teach someone else. Take the teacher role and explain the concept to a friend or even to a mirror, using simple language. Stumbling points reveal weak areas. Handy tools examples. Share what you've learned on social media, Discord study groups. 4. Insert mini tests. After every 10 to 15 minutes of study, insert a quick 30-second quiz. The low load makes it easy to build into a routine. Handy tools examples. JLPT mock test sites, workbook drills. 5. Speak and shadow. First recall the script aloud without listening, then play the audio and shadow it line by line. This simultaneously reinforces listening and speaking skills. Handy tools examples. YouTube, subtitles off, on, language podcasts. 5. Habit building hacks. Habits are the key to language learning, because, as you'd expect, progress takes time. Every master was once a beginner. The more you integrate the language into your daily life, the easier it is to keep going. Habit building is indispensable for consistency. What is habit stacking? You attach a tiny new behavior you want to build to an existing daily habit, an anchor. Example. After I make my morning coffee, anchor, I'll review just 5 Anki cards, new habit. Because the when, where, after what is fixed, you don't rely on willpower or motivation, so it's easier to continue. How to use habit stacking, a simple recipe. Now, let me walk you through the specific methods. 1. Choose a daily anchor. Brushing your teeth, commuting, breakfast, after a shower, etc. 2. Make it micro, 1 to 2 minutes, lower the bar as much as possible. 3. Write it out. After anchor, I will, new action, for specific amount. Example. After brushing my teeth at night, I will read aloud 3 example sentences. 4. Shape the environment. Put the study app on your phone's first screen. Keep the word cards on your desk. 5. Immediate reward and tracking. A check mark, a calendar X chain, don't break the chain. Examples for beginner Japanese learners. After morning coffee, then speed write 5 hiragana. When you board the train, then listen to one News Web easy article, with subtitles. After lunch, then just 10 Anki cards. When you get home and put down your keys, then read aloud 1 page of a short picture book. After brushing your teeth before bed, then say 2 sentences using today's words. Common pitfalls and fixes. Finally, I'll explain 3 key points to keep in mind. If the action is too big, shrink to just 1 minute, or 1 card. If it is unstable anchor, switch to something that truly happens every day, e.g., brushing teeth, take a train. If you tend to forget, add cues, phone widget, sticky notes, reminders.
Would you like to try a free one-on-one lesson with a native Japanese teacher? Click the link in the YouTube description for more details.
I'm curious.
Thank you so much for staying with me to the end. To wrap up, I'd like to share some online platforms where you can practice what you've learned in real situations. When you don't just memorize but actively use your knowledge, you can truly feel your progress. Here, let me introduce Ohanasi Kagawa, a platform where you can practice one-on-one conversations with native Japanese speakers. 3 advantages of Ohanasi Kagawa. 1. Free weekend events. Weekend events are completely free. 2. Separate English, Japanese sessions with fellow learners. English time and Japanese time are clearly separated, and your partners are also language learners, so they're understanding about mistakes. 3. One-on-one practice for easy Q&A. It's mainly one-on-one, making it easy to ask questions whenever you're unsure. When you're learning a language, high costs can sap your motivation. Ohanasi Kagawa runs its weekend events completely free, so as long as you have a computer and an internet connection, you can join from anywhere. Because the time is carefully managed, you won't run into the problem of your language partner talking too much in their native language. Each language gets 15 minutes, a just right length, so you won't feel overly tired after the session. And since both sides are language learners at Ohanasi Kagawa, the environment is supportive. It's one-on-one, so unlike many group-based online communities, you can practice actively. You can also ask questions the moment you're unsure, and there's a set of ready-made prompts for beginners. That's why you can join with confidence.
その日本人の人と話せる場所ってやっぱりなかった、少なかったの？
はい、少なかったです。
じゃあそれちょっとその話教えてもらっていい？
日本語を話す場所あまりがありません。そして、1回だけオンラインイベントを、お話香川以外のイベントでした。しました。でもあまり楽しくなかったです。初めてのお話香川のイベントをしました。そしてすごく楽しかったです。